welcome everybody for coming today to the People's Church of Divine Prophecy. I'd like to have Pauline light the candles, symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit. Thank you. Good to be back. Coming home again, always nice. I'd like you to please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the first hymn. Dear Father God, we give thanks for this moment of time. We give thanks for the gathering of those of like mind. May we feel your love within our hearts. May we express this love to those around us. May we feel the true unlimited power and trust and hope of that love with ourselves and with others. Amen. The next portion is reading by the pastor. It's interesting how you hear people say things and you look at them and you wonder where they come up with that stuff at. You know? Just how can you possibly think that or say that? And this came from a situation at work. And I was telling somebody, oh, so-and-so got a raise, and they kind of looked a minute and got a little bit upset. They acted like that was taken from them and given to that person. And I'm sitting there thinking, how can you possibly think that way? You should celebrate other people's gifts. You should celebrate people when they get something, even if you're not getting anything. It's not how it works. You know, you're supposed to be happy for people. And I thought a lot about that. And what came to me about that was when you think of limited things, when you think there's a limited supply of things, I guess you could actually feel like that somebody's getting something you're supposed to get, or somebody's getting something instead of you. And that's what a spiritual discipline allows me to feel, is to feel an unlimited source around me, to not be so connected to the material reproduction of things. I don't compare myself to other people. I have more than some and less than others, but it always seems to suit what I need to do. Kind of ticks me off a little bit, though. I mean, I'm sure y'all have heard all about my vehicles. Well, I have no vehicle incident this past weekend. So, I thought I was doing real good. I was getting my savings up a little bit. Almost had $1,000 on my savings account. And then the air conditioning went out on my truck right as the hot weather's coming. It couldn't have gone out 3 or 4 months ago when we're in the cold weather. It had to go out the week we're heading up on these temperatures. So I looked and I said, well, I've been trying for months to hit $1,000. I guess I'm just going to have less. And, you know, like I said, there always seems to be money there when I need it. I'm always able to do what I need to do. And I should be happy with that, because there's a lot of people that don't have things that they need, that don't have the simplest, the most basic things. And we do tend to be a little bit spoiled living in America with all that we have around us, with everything that we have, convenience stores and things like that. And I guess gratitude is one of the biggest things that I learned when I was recovering from my drinking era of my life. And gratitude allows you to be thankful for the simplest things. If you saw somebody every day and they were fussing about not having enough money to pay their bills, and you gave them $5 every time you saw them and they kept fussing, wouldn't that begin to make you feel a little bit put off? Why would you want to keep giving them $5? That's all you can give them, $5. Here you go. Instead of, thank you very much, well, I guess that'll do. So, you know, it's all relative. So I guess, you know, I can see a time in my life when I was a lot like that. I passed through that. I'm not better than that. I've just come to a different understanding with my life. And you don't learn new principles. You don't learn new ethics. You just learn a different interpretation of your own ethics and morals. And I guess that's what what keeps me straight is keeping focused on my beliefs, not somebody else's. I stay focused on what I believe to be true, and it bears me through. Your inner guidance is your best. So I would just encourage you to take that time in the morning, and even if it seems a little scary to, well, you really think, can I really believe that that's what I should do? Try it. Step out there. Take a risk, because if you don't have something to lose, then you're not demonstrating any trust or any faith in what you believe. So take that step of faith, and you'll never find yourself wanting. Thank you. That's an interesting hymn there. I always used to feel a special connection to that, and then I saw the movie The Titanic. And this is the song that the band chose to play while the boat was going down. The musicians knew that they weren't going to get off the boat alive. So instead of panicking and running around, they stood their ground and they played this song over and over again. So that was their contribution to their fellow man during that time. Doing their best, doing what they knew how to do, and trying to keep people as calm as they could. It's kind of odd do something else. We were at the DeLand Music Show music festival downtown DeLand. They had a whole bunch of bands all around, and me and another friend of mine, and me and his wife and my wife were walking around down there. We came across this one stage, and it looked like a Christian rock group on it. And so we stopped to listen to them for a minute, and they're playing this beautiful little instrumental stuff. And then they broke into this head-banging, screaming, shouting stuff that sounded like something straight out of Black Sabbath. And I'm sitting there looking at that, and I'm remembering the 60s when they wouldn't even play that stuff on the radio because it was the devil beat, man. It was driving people to fornication with opposite races and going to ruin the human race. And I mean, you heard all this stuff, all the record burnings they had going on. And here they are now, Christian rock, out there playing that stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, I tell you, I don't get that. You know, because even the Bible itself says that you shouldn't even appear as something improper. And here, they've converted themselves over, and in my opinion, they've kind of crossed the line in an attempt to stay viable. They haven't changed their message, they've just diluted it. And you see that a lot with organizations. They stay so rigid with the message that they start with that they won't change it or be flexible with it to the point to where it goes out of existence. And that even happens with spiritualism. That's happened in the UK. Emma Hardage Britton, who I quote the 10 Laws of Right all the time from, she was a wonderful medium that helped from the US that helped the UK get their movement started. And all of the churches that she founded are closing down now because the people that have them take her talks as word by word literal, just like the subjective form of religion that you see in other faiths. So it has to be flexible. Spirit moves, we move, Spirit progresses, and so do we. We'll move on now with the service. I'd ask Marty and Judy to take seats behind their positions as healers. You all pretty much know how this works, so I'm not going to bother explaining it. We'll read the prayer for spiritual healing on the back of your hymnals to start the service, and I'll have Ashkhen do the meditation. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let's let's get ready for the meditation. Find a comfortable position to sit. Feet straight on the ground, palms up in your laps. Just sit relaxed. So there is no tension in your physical body. Close your eyes. Take in a few deep breaths. Don't force it, let it happen naturally. Breathe in and breathe out. Let go of whatever is occupying your mind, any thoughts, any concerns. Just let it go for now. Don't let your mind interfere with your breath. Bring your focus and your awareness back to your breath. As you connect to the rhythm of your breath, feel your breath taking you deeper and deeper within. Feel your body relaxed. Just follow your breath. It is taking you deeper to a very sacred and peaceful presence. Connect to this peaceful presence. And while you breathe, repeat to yourself, I am at peace within and without. Breathe in peace and breathe out peace. While you breathe, feel the peaceful sensations flowing throughout your body. Your mind, your spirit. Embrace this peaceful state of your consciousness and be still. Be still. It is in this stillness you become whole and complete. It is in this stillness that you experience the presence of God. Connect to this peaceful presence. Connect to the mind of God. that seeks the highest best, the highest good of yourself and others. Feel the presence of God within. And feel the mind of God connecting you to your heart. As you focus on your heart, you will feel the presence of God in your heart. God is love, and love is your essence. Connect to your sacred heart and feel God's love and compassion within your heart. Feel this love in a form of energy pouring out of your heart and surrounding you from within and without. Feel God's loving energy embracing you, comforting you, and healing you. Release all the thoughts that are limiting you from experiencing the mind of God. Release all the hurts and pain that is blocking you to experience God's unconditional love and compassion. Open your mind, open your heart to receive God's infinite love, joy, and happiness. Think with your heart. Listen with your heart. Feel with your heart. And always focus on the highest good of all. Feel this love energy expanding further out. Filling this entire room. Touching the person next to you. Feel this love energy swirling outside of this room into the universe. Envision Earth, Mother Earth in front of you. And see this love energy wrapping around Earth. Touching humanity everywhere. Feel the connection. And while you breathe, feel Mother Earth breathing. All the humanity, all the animals, all the plants, the minerals, and the ocean, and the entire universe, the planets, the stars. Connect with all and feel the breath, breathing all together as one breath. The breath of God. And feel the love that is connecting all of us together with one love. The love of God. Love is power, and that power is within each one of us. Use that power to heal yourself, to heal others. Always hold loving thoughts in your heart. Have a forgiving heart. Always ask God to rule your heart. Ask God to rule your mind. With God, all things are possible. Surrender to this presence and ask God to be in charge. Now and always. While you are breathing, feel your breath bringing you back to this room, to the chair that you're sitting in, back to your physical body. Become aware of your physical senses. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and be here.
The next portion of the service is the inspirational lecture. Today's lecturer is Pauline Gold. She's known her for a few years, seen her coming up through the ranks and doing her best to do what she was guided to do. It's been nice to see her become into her own in the last few years and become self-defined in her own right. And I'm very proud to have known her and helped her a little bit with her journey and been around to see the journey. And as I'm sure you will enjoy her today, she'll share this wonderful help and hope. She works with autistic children as a professional job, so she has a very strong sense of compassion and love for those in need. And I'm sure she'll bring that through in her talk today. Please welcome Pauline Gold.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is there an area in your life that you would like to change?
Sure.
Nah, not me.
Just one?
How serious are you about wanting change in your life?
Very.
And when was the last time you had to deal with a big change? Questions to ponder. Because life as we know it, is a series of frequent changes. Some changes we welcome, and some changes range from something like an inconvenience to catastrophic. For me, this has been like that for the last couple of years. After 15 years, exciting years, working with deaf children in a behavioral and emotional rehabilitation center, I decided I wanted a change of scenery. And wow, did I get one. I'm working as a teacher, an elementary school teacher, in a public school system for learning disabilities for third grade, fourth, and fifth graders. And my world has changed, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, as I knew it then. Everything just seems to be in a flux. I started self-doubting myself. Will I be accepted? Am I competent? All that unsteadiness and feeling like everything was not in control. But then I remembered, I chose. I wanted to change. I wanted the change. And with that, I remembered to experience the joys of it all and experience some of the pains of it too, because those lessons we learn. With my new job, this renewal, I'm embracing this renewal on many different levels. The spring season is full of transformation, and spring is a time when everything is growing and bursting with life. The magic from winter to spring demonstrates the power of to transform. That resides in nature, but that same power resides in the soul of each and every one of us to create, to come forth with new ideas. Recently, I watched the Lego movie, and I'm not proposing that it's an Enlightenment 101 or anything, but it asserts the drawbacks of conformity, of habits, of rituals, of following rules and procedures, while celebrating the power of imagination and individuality. Yes, it's still a 100-minute info commercial, but there's also, it's highly entertaining. And most surprisingly, there is thoughtful in-jokes. That it's okay, even exciting, to consider how society could be structured differently. It invites us to use our imagination. The Lego movie is a celebration of the imagination to urge each of us, all of us, to have fun jumbling ideas together and creating new meaning, new creations in the mess, in the chaos that we call life, however unconventional. It's that small mind shift from staking everything from the preservation of the familiar to embracing the unknown. For me, that's what made the Lego movie so remarkable. Our mind is unique and a marvelous thing. We just have to learn to use it. We have the ability to imagine incredible things. And solving the problems of whatever dilemmas come our way is one of the amazing qualities that we have at our disposal within our own mind. As we move forward in life, it's likely that we're going to have come across a number of hurdles. Each and every person that has ever lived has had to face obstacles. Life throws us difficult challenges at us all, and they're a part of life. We can, however, choose how we can react to them. I know what you might be thinking. You might believe that with fewer problems, life would be easier. Perhaps. Better? That's for each one of us to decide. But I believe that in most cases in life, people don't really want easier. They want better. They want more something. And it's usually not intrinsic value, like material things, but more intrinsic. Often, we're discouraged because of some tough situation that's in our life, where we self-doubt, where we have that self-negative talk. I can't, I won't, not today, not really. But doubting one's ability is almost pandemic in human nature. But a shift in mindset can change everything. It's one of the things that I love about my new school. They have this wonderful motto: attitude is everything. Life presents us with a wide array of opportunities. It's not about preventing the obstacles, but rather how can we overcome them? Because some changes will be a challenge. You may change your job, be forced to move away. Debt, unemployment, relationship difficulties, sometimes illnesses. They all present stressful situations that make it hard to feel positive about the world, our future, or even ourselves. But these are challenges to which we can either rise or fall. Your attitude toward this new situation is of paramount importance. If you approach it with fear, it can drain you and wear you out. And when you're drained, I don't know about you, but for me, I just feel like just giving up, not really wanting to do anything, not wanting to take a step of action. However, when we look forward to it as an adventure, and you tackle everything that comes your way with a sense of adventure and discovery, things, it might be minute, but changes within you, even when you do make some mistakes along the way. I believe that the antidote to our inner stumbling blocks is practice, learning to think in more positive ways. When faced with a change, pleasant or otherwise, I try to tune in to my breath and how I'm feeling within the body. Because this way, you begin to focus on yourself and leaving the outside world behind. In this way, you begin to investigate the feelings within, asking ourselves, what has made me feel this way? Then we can begin to take it apart, those emotions, to dismantle it through meditation, contemplation, whichever method works best for you. Because the technique creates more of that self-awareness. Reminding and returning our mind to the breath is how we learn to become more self-aware. I have 5 lessons that life has taught me about embracing change. Reduce expectations. In my life circumstances, I've had high expectations. I was creating stress for myself, trying to make it perfect, just right. But life taught me also that nothing or no one is perfect. So stop creating that type of anxiety within. We can have reasonable expectations. We would like to know how, we have this envision of what it's going to turn out to be, but we can't marry ourselves to that result. Reducing or setting reasonable expectations about a relationship or a situation and not expect or demand a particular outcome can help us accept whatever may come from it. We're better able to manage any changes that do come our way. Another lesson, acknowledge the change. For the longest time, I refused to believe that change was in the realm of any type of possibility, in any type of situation. But again, life experience showed me change can happen quickly and at any moment. I've since learned that being aware that all things can and will be different from how they are, and acknowledging that change is allowing it to happen when it unfolds, instead of trying to resist it and saying no. Third, accept change. I don't know about you, but I've tried to prevent and stop change from happening by forcing things to occur. And boy, did it affect me financially sometimes, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Instead of resisting, allow change to unfold and try to understand what's transforming and why. Because circumstances will not turn out the way you want them to. And you know what? It's perfectly all right. Because embracing the situation can help you deal with change more effectively, as well as make the necessary shifts in your life to embrace the change and help you move forward after this event. 4, learn from the experience. Whatever dramatic changes were happening in my life, sometimes I just refused to acknowledge it. No, that's not happening. Put a blind eye to the situation. But I always felt distraught. It felt like there was no meaning within my life. Of course, hindsight being 20/20. Once I reflected back and finally accepted the changes, the lessons I started absorbing were profound. Change becomes your greatest teacher, but only if you give it permission to learn from it. When you accept change and learn from change, you inevitably grow stronger, even sometimes when you're even feeling afraid or uncertain about the situation. 5th, embrace the wisdom. The more I permitted change and impermanence in my life, the more I grew as a person. Embracing change has brought newfound strength into my life. When you proactively embrace change and learn to accept it as part of life, because it is, you are filled with more calmness, peace, and courage. Especially when life shakes you up with its twists and its turns. You realize that change cannot break you. You just keep on moving forward. While by no means have I reached that place called wisdom, I'm working through my aversions to change. I try to openly welcome and embrace it every day. Because each obstacle we face in life is just another path to learning. With practice and a change of attitude, whatever comes your way, good or otherwise, has less power to obstruct your journey with life. In the Lego movie, there's this cute little song that got played throughout the movie, and there was a dance to it as well. And they kept on saying this one particular phrase, "Everything is awesome." It always reminded me about being positive, because no matter what you have, where you are, or who you're with, our perception of your circumstances is more important than the circumstances itself. To put it into perspective, consider this fact. The changing of the seasons may have its drawbacks to our health, like colds, the fluctuating allergy seasons, or just the changing of the seasons. But overall, it's a season of beginnings and self-awareness to take care of ourselves. Nature helps us to realize, as precious as this is, where we learn the importance of embracing and adapting to change over time. I thank you for listening.